Well, that was great. I did, in fact, leave my debit card here, probably on the bar, and the bartender was apparently waiting for me to come back. As soon as she saw me, I was barely in the process of asking somebody else about my card, and she just kind of dropped what she's doing, and she's like, "Hey," and knew right where it was and handed it right to me. That was really nice. One less thing to have to worry about, and really friendly staff in there. I like this place. I feel like I got a snowball's chance in hell at getting the gig there. And it looks like they've already hired a very attractive blonde that's on the flyers. I do think if I ever got in there, I'd do well there. It's, as I mentioned, it's kind of an older crowd. Definitely kind of an old farts bar, but being on the young end of old fart myself, it'd probably be a good fit. Music-wise, it seems like what they're mostly listening to there is the kind of music that is played on Sirius XM, Red, White, and Booze. And on that note, I saw quite a few American flag type shirts and hoodies on. So it's one of those kind of crowds. I do well with those kind of crowds. So the band that was playing on the patio, they were wrapped up. There's another band setting up, getting ready to perform on the main stage. It doesn't look like they actually have their own sound system there. It looks like the band is bringing in their own sound system, which is fine. I'm fine with a stage that has no sound system on it. As long as there's good grounded power outlets, I'm fine. While I was at Burger King, Kim Tastic texted me back. I had texted her earlier today just to see how she was doing. I don't think I mentioned it, but when I went to karaoke at Newtown Saloon on Thursday night, she was there, as I expected she would be. And I hung out with her, and she seemed like she'd already had quite a few to drink, so we weren't exactly having the deepest of conversations. Plus, there's a whole bunch of other people there, of course. But she told me that she's been kind of out of touch because she's been kind of going through some depression herself. Since I woke up alone today, since I didn't stay the whole night with Priscilla, I sent a text to Kim and just asked how she was feeling. Then she finally responded to me while I was over at Burger King eating my chicken wraps to let me know that she's feeling better and she was taking a nap. She just woke up. It just occurred to me, I just passed Wrecker on the right, and I kind of want to swing by G Bar G. I don't remember what nights they do karaoke there, and I don't remember exactly what corner they're on, but I feel like they're near like Wrecker and Maine. I think I want to double back to Wrecker. I was going down Broadway since I had a chance to turn left at the green left arrow as opposed to going up to Maine. And then it occurred to me I don't remember exactly where the bars I was headed to on Maine actually are. I'm wanting to go to Roosters, by the way. Touch base with Trey. I haven't heard from Trey since the last time I went out there. And I know he usually does an early show, so it's a good chance he's doing a show right now. And I also know G Bar G does karaoke early, but I forget exactly where G Bar G is located at. So I need to actually stop recording for a moment and look at Google Maps. I know generally where they are, and if I was going down Maine, I'd see it. But I'm not on Maine, and there's a chance I might have overshot it. And wow, this neighborhood is not directing me back to Wrecker as easily as I thought it might. I've got a feeling this is going to take me right up to Maine. Yep, there's Maine. And I need to pull over and check my phone, because I don't know if I want to turn right or left at this light. I just got so distracted online looking at stuff on Obama Phone 3. It was kind of neat to see Google Maps for where I was, though, because this is an area where I know the major thoroughfares, but I don't know all the back roads. I know the general layout of the back roads, but this little piece of 58th Street I'm on and the neighborhood that I'm coming out of is very oddly detached from everything around it. There's two entrances, and it's only on 58th Street. to the south where I came in from Broadway, and right here on the north end to Maine. And I was right. I am very close to G Bar G. I couldn't remember if it was near the next road to the right or the next road to the left, and it's near the one to the left. Still don't remember when the heck they have karaoke at G Bar G. It's been a long time since I've gone there for it. I was talking about Kim Tastic a little bit ago. So she did respond and say that she just got up from a nap and asked what I was up to, and I told her that I was out in the East Valley trying to find a new place for my karaoke show. And her response to that was really positive, but kind of misguided, I think. It's like, well, I'm sure you'll do great at that. Yeah, come on, you know me better than that. And at which point I responded that, you know, that this is a really great challenge for me because I'm awful at sales and I'm very socially awkward with doing this kind of stuff. And she didn't respond to that. So that's not a good sign, because I was really hoping she might be down to help me via Facebook. Yeah, when I say something like that and I just straight up get ghosted, it's never a good sign. Speaking of which, I got a text today out of the blue from one of my sisters, and kind of had the same thing happen with her. I guess the reminder that the anniversary of my ex-wife's suicide just came and went was a bit more than she wanted to formulate a response to. Yeah, she mostly had sent me a picture of what I believe is a birthday card that she sent me. Whoa, there it is. Snuck right up on me. This bar is so much older than almost everything around it. Showing me that my what I'm assuming was a birthday card that she sent was returned, and wanting to know what my address was. She's like, well, this is the address everybody has for you. Everybody referring to my extended family. And I responded to that by letting her know that, yeah, well, that's my address. I said, but sometimes I forget for a while to check my mail, and my mailman's a real asshole about it. And at which point I told her that, you know, it's really tough for me being alone with not much of a family or friend support system, living with the sort of mental illness that I live with. And she didn't really say too much about that. There's a picture of a baby that she had sent me, I guess, quite some time ago. So I was thinking it was my sister Steph. I know she had a baby kind of recently. Well, come to find out it was my niece's baby. And it was a sister that is that niece's mother. And so sending pictures of her grandbaby. And it is kind of weird for me now that I have younger sisters, like much younger sisters, that have grandkids. And I mean, meanwhile, you know, my oldest is only 21, and I want to say I don't see her ever having kids, but it's easy to say, oh, I never want kids at 21, and then, you know, things change by the time you get into your 30s. My youngest, she just had her birthday, and I think she's 14 now, although she might be 15. I would actually have to sit and do some math to figure that out, because it's been that long since I've seen her. And that's extremely tragic, and that's a big part of why I don't talk to my siblings very often, because they all want to talk to me about what's going on with their kids, and now grandkids, and they don't want to talk to me about what's going on with my kids, because what's going on with my kids is just straight up tragic. So they're not doing karaoke right now. That's a little disappointing. They are doing it at 8 o'clock, but it's only 6:41 right now. So yeah, I'm not hanging out here with nobody I know and drinking by myself for that long. Still very old crowd here, and I expected nothing less. Oh my goodness, Winolo throwing me more work offers, but I'm sure it's probably for tomorrow. Sorry, this job is no longer available. So I'm not sure what they were offering me. Right now, all they have available is Factor for day shift tomorrow. Yeah, it's not happening. So, karaoke here is... I sent a text to Obama phone 5. That's the best way for me to send notes to myself so I remember them. Saturday at 8 p.m., Friday at 7 p.m. until 11. And I told the bartender, and I forget her name already because I suck at remembering people's names, that I've been coming here for off and on for about a decade. And it was a friend of mine named Matt that brought me out here. And the place said the place was owned either by his aunt or his uncle, to which the bartender looked pretty surprised. This is after I told her that, yeah, I've been coming here for a long time, and that the host is always really, really cool with me, and that yeah, she'd recognize me, I'm sure, right off, even though I probably haven't been here in over a year. And then I also mentioned that when she told me the time of karaoke, I said, well, I remember coming here in the day for karaoke. And she said, oh, that was Sundays. That was Sundays, but that's on hiatus because right now, football season. And that's very much a football bar. I mean, they've got so much football decorations all over the bar. And outside the bar, in case y'all didn't see it, when I rolled up, I mean, my God, they got a hearse decorated with the Green Bay Packers logo right in front of the bar. And it was like, yeah, well, obviously, karaoke's going to stop for football. So this is always, as long as I can remember, it's always been a football bar. And she just kind of laughed at that. Said, well, when we start on Wednesdays soon, that's good to know. Not that I'll be going there on Wednesdays. I work on Wednesdays, but then when I mentioned, that my friend Matt had brought me out there the first time about a decade ago, and said it was owned by his aunt or his uncle, she suddenly threw out a name, and of course I don't know the name, and I haven't spoken to my friend Matt, aka Whitey Black, in quite some time. So, but she said that the owner had just passed away, and that the family was running the bar. And it looked like it was a picture, I'm assuming, of her, like a little memoriam by the door. That was one of those moments of like, damn, I really suck at keeping in touch with the friends I have. And of course I still got Matt's number, presumably still the same, and I shot a message to him just saying, hey, what's up, stranger? Wow. That was some unexpected news. So I'm on my way to Roosters, assuming my friend Trey is still hosting karaoke there. It's a drink place my daughter and I used to like to come to out here, and I think we just passed it and it looked like it had a different name on the building. Roosters is on the left. I think this is it coming up. I miss being able to see signs clearly at night at a distance. All signs at this kind of distance are just blurry to the point they're difficult to read. Unless they're very blocky letters and high contrast. This is it on the left right here. This is Val Vista. I must have just drove by it and not been able to see it. I know it's on the other side of the road. There's some kind of weird spaceship looking art thing on the corner to the right. Wow, and looking at the scenery to the right, this looks like the location of a I think the YouTuber's name is Direct G video, where he had a issue with some cops. I haven't gone to his channel in quite a while. He's been doing a lot of First Amendment auditor type stuff, but he's really been challenging the Mesa Municipal Court. And yeah, I think this is actually the intersection right here on the other side of the road, on the north side. Probably should have written down, because there's a bunch of giant dinosaur statues. I remember seeing those in the background of this video. There it is right there. You know, I was looking right at the sign and I just absolutely couldn't read it. But the building looked just not right to me. Looking at it from the other side of the road. Which makes sense. I almost always come at it from this direction. Anyway, I'm really hoping Trey is here doing karaoke right now. That would be awesome.